Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to everybody that's here now. Welcome to everyone that's come in. Thank you for everyone that's come in earlier today as well for the 2:30 stream. We were going to start at 2 o'clock. I had a bit of computer issues, but they're all sorted now. Today, on Behind The Samz, we have none other than Looter, PWR Looter. 99% of you probably already know who he is. He's probably one of the best undisputed champions of Fortnite in the OC region, and one of the best players, and probably one of the most humble. He's respected by a lot in the community, and looked up to by a lot of people, especially the youth in the OC region. So, Looter, the first thing I would like to do and start, as I do with most of these podcasts, is I'd like to ask you the name Looter. How did that come about, and where did you get it from?
Okay, so this is like a long story, but I'll try to shorten it. in simple terms, I stole it. I'm not gonna lie, I yoinked it. But when you play BO2, so I used to main BO2. I have like so many hours on that game on the 360. There was a lot of modders on that game though, that would like use mods and stuff, and there'd be a lot of cool mods, but the cool mods would be called loot. So if you had good loot, you'd have the best mods type thing.
Right.
Yeah, and then I saw the person with the name Looter, and I was like, hey, that's kind of clean. I hated my name, so I wanted to change it.
What was the original name, if you don't mind me asking?
My original IGN?
Yeah.
On Xbox 360, it was Live, Die, Eat Pie.
What?
But Live was L-I-V.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why I changed my Xbox 360 to, and then I didn't have $10 to change it again. So then I waited till I have $10, which was like a year after playing with that name.
Yeah.
And I changed it to Looter.
Wow. That's an interesting name. That wasn't one of those Xbox, you know, they generate the names for you. That wasn't a generated name, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh my god. So how old are you now?
I'm 16.
16 years old. So, did you have a career in gaming? Well, I wouldn't say career, but did you have a lot of interest in gaming prior to Fortnite, or is this the first game that you kind of got into?
Nothing career-wise. Like, nothing I thought I'd be able to make into something where I could make money type thing.
Right. I know you mentioned that you were originally on Xbox. What were you playing prior to Fortnite?
So it started off with a PS2, which my auntie got me. My parents hated her for it because my parents didn't want me to game at all. They didn't want me to have any console. But she got me that. I grinded that for like 2 years. And then my auntie also got me the Xbox 360, and that's like where it all started. I went over to my mate's house when I was in year 6 or 5.
Yep.
I think 5. And we literally just played Ghost all night. We played Infected on Ghost. And then I decided the next day I was going to go with my dad and go get it at EB Games. And it literally just started from there. And then after that, I went on YouTube. I found FaZe Clan. I watched them play BO2. I was like, that game's fun. Let me get BO2. And then like it just spread out from there. But the only games I really played on Xbox 360 was GTA, BO2, and Ghost. I played those 2 games for 3 years straight, I think.
Wow, that's actually a good. You know, what's surprising is that I think any esports really started with those games. So you were definitely playing the right games for the right time and the right era.
Yeah. Which
in some sense is good because you kind of got that experience. But all those games, even until today, there's newer games, newer versions of those games that have a massive competitive scene. So you've already got a background in it, which is really good to see. I guess my next question to you is this something for the future? So I know you're still young now and you've still got a lot ahead of you. Is gaming, not necessarily Fortnite, but gaming, is that long term? Are you looking at esports long term?
It's hard because how I look at it, you need to have a certain personality if you want to make it like something like a career that could literally like you could live off of, right, for years and years and years. Something like Locky, something like that. Like I have a lot of like, since I used to be one of those kids that would like play BO2 and watch YouTubers. When I started playing Fortnite, I was just so much like being yourself, Lachlan, so much. But you never really like when you're watching them, you never think of it, and like how hard it would be to come up with like ideas every day and daily upload, or every second day, every third day, like
Yeah, of
without just
course.
stealing, blatantly stealing.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I especially with like how like family friendly basically all of them are.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what my personality would be with like content creating and stuff.
Mm. Well, you've got your stream at the moment that you do as well, because you live stream most of the time as well. Is that something that you kind of fell into, like thought, oh, I might as well just live stream all this? Is this something you would also consider doing long term if you could?
It's something I want to do long term, but like I said, it's pretty difficult because you get burnt out of games and stuff quickly, and live
Mm.
streaming also makes it harder. I started live streaming because I saw other people live streaming and I thought it was cool, and I
Mhm.
also wanted to show my mates how good I was at Fortnite.
You know what? And there's no doubt, like your stream is actually really, really good. You average a very good amount of viewers. You've got a really big community and a really big following as well. So I mean, long term, I could expect that you would probably do really well if you took it on. But it's just like you said, like yeah, you get burnt out. Games die out. It's like thinking about the future, like what's next, what comes after Fortnite, if there is anything after Fortnite, and how long
Yeah,
will Fortnite
it's
be
like
around?
the Summit G rant. Have you seen that? Like the when he
No.
rants about how he hates Fortnite, he doesn't want to play the game, but it's the only game he can actually get a good amount of viewers on. It was actually it was kind of sad to see because he literally didn't want to touch the game, but every other game he would have like a fifth of the viewers he had on Fortnite, and then
Yep.
he's actually done a good job in playing other games, so he's like brought new viewers in who are
Yeah.
interested in those games.
You know what? It makes perfect sense though, because where every single streamer experiences the same thing. It's like if I play like Halo or something like that, I'll be lucky to average 10, 15 viewers. But if as soon as I put Fortnite in my category, it's like 30, 40 viewers. It's like it is hard, and you know what I mean. It's not a bad thing in that sense. It's not a bad thing because it's like Fortnite is a good game, and it is a very competitive game, and the way it changed the way every other game is, because now every new game that comes out is either cross-platform, battle royale. Like everyone's kind of started taking a piece of paper from their notebook, which is good to see. But yeah, it's really hard to predict the future. Um, when you were younger, were you an outdoor kid or an indoor kid?
Very outdoor, very outdoor. I would have like after school activities,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, football, basketball.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I used to be, uh, when I was really young, I did soccer, just stuff like that, and anything I could do in school, I would like. I don't know how I did it. Like literally 5, 6 days a week. I did martial arts back then as well. Two different martial arts. And like
Mm.
I stopped all of it at the same time, which is
Wow.
pretty bad. But
Yeah. Like that's actually a lot of different like activities and stuff. Would you say that you were like a good kid at school, and you're a good kid at school? Are you like the high achiever, the A plus student, or
no,
no?
not in school. I always hated school, and
Yeah.
then around year 5 of school, I got pretty sick, and then my attendance rate started going down. I would like my parents. My dad would always be at work, so it'd mainly be my mum, and
Hmm.
my mum would always take us to school late.
Right.
Um,
Right.
not a morning person, but I think year 3, like early on, I was good in school early on, but year 3 I missed one day of school the entire year, I think. But then year 5 I think I missed like 30
Wow.
or like
That's a big
40
difference.
because
Yeah.
we went to Bali and I got sick, and that's how I became homeschooled because my attendance rate.
Right. Do you feel like it was better for you to get homeschooled? Did you feel
It
more
wasn't
comfortable
my
enjoying it
idea.
more? Right.
So in after year 5,
Hmm.
my parents like thought like it was all cat. You know what I'm saying? Like I would wake up every morning. I'd say I'm sick. I literally can't go.
Yeah.
They thought it was just like a lie. So we moved school to something local where we wouldn't need to drive like 25 minutes. I could walk there in 3 minutes.
Hmm.
Did that. My attendance rate was better, but it was still bad. And then that year, I think we found out that I had like I don't even remember what it was. It was like a bug virus, something like that.
Yeah. It's always like that, like third world countries and stuff like that. They've always got a whole bunch of ton of stuff that we're not like used to because we're so sheltered here in Australia.
Because I went to Bali and I drank water there, which like
Yeah, you never do that.
everyone knows. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd never do that. Yeah. Um, so do you feel like, and I mean, I'm just taking this based on what you're telling me. Do you feel like esports and gaming has kind of helped you, like, envision and helped you build sort of a career for yourself?
Yeah. So it's definitely helped me now at the moment. It's taught me a lot of things that kids won't know for like years about like how shit works, basically.
Yeah, you kind of learn that discipline.
Yeah. But like, I was gonna go back to school at the start of this year. Before I actually became very successful at Fortnite. Before the like, around the time of the Cash Cups, then I went for like 3 weeks or a month. And how my homeschooling worked, I would actually like technically do it through the school.
Right.
The school would like send me the work, and that's how it worked. So I went to that school for like 3 weeks a month. I wasn't feeling it, and then it was like 3 weeks away from AO, and I was doing really good in catch cups. I was winning like everything, and I talked to my parents about it, and I said, hey, since it was like really simple to get back into, I want to try do homeschooling, see how I do after like a few months, maybe come back after that, but we'll see.
Oh, that's really, really interesting. So you've I would say you've had it's been really up and down for you, especially for like your younger years and that, to get to where you are now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think this is the whole reason why we do Behind The Samz, and this is why I always tell people is like there's a story behind every single individual. People think success just comes out of nowhere. People think that people just do things out of nowhere, but it actually takes a lot of hard work. And a lot of discipline, and sometimes not everybody is as fortunate as other people, so it's harder. You know what I mean? But no, that's really good. And through that time, I know you mentioned Muselk and Lachlan and how you used to watch them and stuff like that. Did you look up to anybody, not just in esports, but anyone in general?
Twins.
Oh, really?
Definitely Fresh and Twins.
Okay. Yeah. And even before them, did you look up to anyone in the community, or is just
all the Phase boys, basically, during like my COD grind, stuff like that.
Right. So you're like a Phase fanboy, and then when Fortnite came around, you were a Fresh Twins fanboy.
Fresh Twins, Lachlan, Laserman, Muzel. All those, but my main were like Fresh and Twins.
Nice. And
I knew Fresh like before like he started playing with Lockie and stuff. Like what's it called? Like I remember I 1v1'd him once, and like back then like. You know, I was pretty shit, but I still had the ego, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I 1v1'd him in, like, Season 4 when Playground first came out. And, like, bro, I've never been 10-0'd harder in my life.
Well, how did that feel? Like, because you're saying you looked up to him. How does it feel playing with someone who you look up to, like, for the first time?
I mean, Fresh, like, always had a good personality. I think it was obvious that, like, he wasn't the ego-y type of toxic person, so like once he blew up, like I wasn't surprised, you know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, good for him. I consistently watched his streams, and yeah, when I played with him, how it worked, I couldn't skits at the time. I was playing duo cash cups with him.
Yeah, is this skits with an I or skits with a V?
V.
V. Yep.
So we played a Dora Cash Cup, we came third, but then he decided he was going to play the last one with someone else. So then I was looking for someone, and at that time, Fresh and Rel split, so I DM'd Fresh because he already followed me from like the OG days. And I was like, yo dude, want to play some duo scrims and maybe play the last Cash Cup? He was like, and at this time, like, Fresh right now as well, he's pretty bored of pubs, and especially back then he was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you can only play pubs so long.
Yeah, the content that's out right now, or the amount of content that one can generate from Fortnite at the moment is very low, so it doesn't surprise me.
During that time, he really wanted to play duo scrims, like really wanted to. Like he'd be like asking me, "Do you want to play duo scrims tonight?" We'd play like 2-3 hours of duo scrims. We were doing well as well. It was a vibe as well because my mental's like my weakness, and playing with someone like Fresh, who isn't toxic,
Yeah.
who is like, you know what I'm saying? It was really good. Like, even like if you went back,
It was
and look at videos,
balanced.
you'll see how good the vibes were.
Yeah, yeah. You guys were balanced. You guys balanced
Yeah.
each other out, which was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that heaps good, man. I mean, the only question I really have for you now is where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Bro, that probably the hardest question you could ask me, and honestly, I have no clue. It just depends on what happens with Fortnite, what happens with like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think that you could ever main a different game? I mean, you have a Call of Duty history. Could you ever main that?
I naturally suck at games.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trolling. It took me 2 months of playing Fortnite 3-4 hours a day to get my first win.
Mhm.
And I got carried to it in squads. Then my solo win was like 3 months. And
Wow.
I would just sit in bushes like everyone else. I got a 2-kill win, I think.
Yep. I know the days.
Yeah.
I used to do the same thing.
And same with COD. I was terrible at COD, even though I had so many hours on it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, naturally, I am bad at games, but like the grind pays off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. And there's no doubt that you've been growing for a long time. You've done really well for yourself, bro. Like, you have so much to be proud of. Like, putting aside power and everything, like, that's a whole different... That in itself is an achievement altogether. But to get to where you are now, to go through everything you went through, the history you have, like, just from this conversation, I think I and everybody in chat could 100% agree that we respect you so much more. Because there are things about people you can only learn through stuff like this, but you are what I would define as an actual grinder. Like, you've had to work to get to where you are now. You haven't been blessed to just have it or be gifted it, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's really good. So, anyway, I won't drag it out too much because we've been going for 21 minutes now, which is really good. Yeah. I appreciate you coming on, bro. It means a lot. We will speak to you very, very soon. And yeah, once it's uploaded on YouTube, we'll let you know.
Okay, later.
Thanks so much, Lita. See you, bro.
Have a good day.
I got a little bit, I'm on mine. Tell me what's on yours. I got two feelings about my finesse, but I drop it all. I'm trying my best to wake up enough.